Hello everybody, and welcome to the final episode of this new update to Dr. Mario World. We're starting with stage 756, which is a hard stage, and I did fail on my first try and beat it on my second try. So there could be some challenges for sure, and a lot of the challenges comes in with the colored crates kind of being in the way, and also bubblers in every corner. Basically, you have to hit a bubbler with every move you do, or basically every move you do. And the nice thing is that they're constantly spawning in these bombs and everything that allows you to hit things a lot easier. It'll blow up the colored crates, you don't have to get the specific colors that you need next to them. You know, the bombs will just blow them up for you. And it does get pretty difficult when you're getting in the corners and stuff, and a lot of things will start to get bubbled as you continue moving through. But the main thing is that you're basically going to be clearing out everything. You're going for blue coins and the viruses, and the colored crates are covering a lot of blue coins, and it looks almost like every single colored crate is going to have to go, but I'm not entirely sure yet. Some of the viruses are also covering a blue coin, but you need to clear out all the viruses anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I think Larry would be very helpful for this one, because the colored crates get in your way quite a bit, and it'd be a lot easier to just get to where you need to get to by using Larry's skill. I kind of wish I'd brought in Larry, because it is kind of frustrating to figure out where you want to go next, but ultimately it goes fine. And this is another level where I like to say that the bombs will do most of the work for you as long as you let a lot of them spawn in, and then you just kind of start exploding them, and they'll get a lot of the colored crates out of the way, as well as hit the viruses a few times. So once you get a lot lined up, I know they are all bubbled, but once you get them lined up, things will kind of set off in a chain reaction of sorts. And yeah, I'm not sure what to say. You can see on that right side there with the red colored crate. I'll have to go back to that at some point, because it is covering a blue coin. And I could wait for some sort of bomb to spawn up there, but I really doubt that they will. Plus, I believe they all start by being bubbled anyways, so there's not a good chance that it would land in that spot regardless. It is kind of difficult to get into this side corner here. I had it kind of lined up nicely on the right side, but on the left here, it's causing some challenges. And I do believe I cut it pretty close, capsule-wise. I think I use a lot of them. But really all I have left is these two viruses covering up this coin here. And there are blue coins behind both of these viruses, if you're wondering where those other two blue coins are. And luckily, I don't end up bubbling either of them again, but by doing that I definitely could have ended up bubbling the blue guy again, which would have maybe caused me to lose this level. And I wasn't that close on capsules. I mean, if I hadn't got Wario's skill that extra time, I would have been out, but I still would have got 3 stars and everything. So that round went pretty well, I think. But again, I lost the first time, and there's probably some luck involved based on where the bombs spawned in and how things are lined up with the color crates and the colored viruses and everything. But this next level here, I didn't find it to be too difficult. I don't even remember this level, honestly. Oh, right. A lot of it is lined up very nicely for you, and you're kind of just going down the line. And the thing is, I barely have any capsules. The point of this level is that you want to get these extra capsules things. I didn't even look at how many capsules I had, didn't even realize that I was so low until I just started recording this now. But that's kind of a cool concept, that you're basically starting with nothing and needing to get those extra capsules as you go down. And basically they keep spawning in as you go, so you're not going to want to wait around. Like you can see, as soon as I get rid of that red one, this yellow one is already ready to go. So I'm going to want to get to that as soon as I can. And then another blue one is right there, and I want to try to get to that if I can. And it's basically never ending. Now I meant to bring that rainbow capsule down to hit that blue. It didn't work out, but I don't need all of them. And that's a lesson too, that if you can't get to one, don't waste any capsules or anything trying to get to it, you know. Just move on. Missing one or two, you'll probably still do fine, because everything is really lined up nicely. And then there are a few lecture boxes on the very bottom, but you don't even have to clear all the lecture boxes, so if they're not in your way, just move past them. But you can probably hit them very easily as well, so you know, don't just not worry about the lecture boxes, you know. Let them be on the right rotation and then start clearing them out. But this one in the corner here, there's absolutely no point in me clearing out, so I don't really know what I'm waiting for, but there's also one more extra colored capsule here, or extra capsules, little orb there that I can get with a red. And now I've cleared everything out. Just these last few viruses is all I need. And I do get warrior skill one extra time, even though it's completely pointless with my already getting 3 stars and everything. So that was a fun one. Everything lined up nicely, which made it easy to go down. And usually I don't really like the extra capsule pieces, but in that one, I was okay with it, honestly. That's one of the better uses of them, in my opinion. And I believe they come in, yeah, they're in this level too. Not to the same degree, I don't think, but that entire left side of like those 4 blocks, they all have the extra capsules in them. So keep that in mind when you get over there, that there's probably going to be the same colors I have in this video. So if you want to know which colors they are, you can skip to that point where I'm opening them up and you can see what colors they are. And that way you have that color ready for when you open up those blocks. But my strategy here is to hit the one virus, the odd virus out. Here there's not really one specifically that they want you to go for, but I get rid of the yellow ones in the middle so I can hit the blues at the same time. And then again, working my way down with this. And then there's this red lock you're going to want to hit and use a single blue capsule to blow up all the bombs that were underneath the singular red lock. It's right there. I bring down this blue and all this opens up. And now I start working on the bottom section. So it's kind of split up into 2 parts once you get to that lock. And then this part is literally just getting to the other lock and then blowing up that side as well. So this part is a little bit different because it lets you into the blocks a little bit differently. You kind of have to try to go through the middle a little bit and then hit the outsides whenever you can. Now again, this is when we're getting to the point where these extra capsule pieces come into play. And you probably won't even need them, honestly. I have so many capsules. I wonder how many I finished with. I feel like I'm really close to the end of the level already. But there's a lot of, like right there, that one's blue. So keep that in mind when you're playing this yourself. That a blue one spawns in right there, and a yellow one on the bottom. And then there are 2 more above those as well. I don't think I get the blue one. I think I just skip it. Then there's a red one above that blue one that I do go for. And I use a lot of capsules just trying to get these as well. But you do need to at least hit the blocks once so that the key can fall, but if you just let them disappear, the key will fall anyways. And then you're trying to hit this lock that the key was covering with 2 yellows, which will open up all the bombs, and then the bombs will blow up the rest of the level for you. So basically after that, just place a blue on any of the bombs, and all the keys will fall into place. So that one was also fun. I feel like a lot of these levels in this update today were fun. And a lot of times they go for challenging and it feels accomplishing to be able to beat them, or they're luck based and you're relieved to be done with them after you do it. But I think a lot of these, they were going for a fun level, and maybe that's what they're trying to do going forward. They've kind of done like a rebranding, honestly, for this game, which is kind of weird to see after it's a year old and I thought it might be dying out by now. It seems like they're kind of rebranding it and keeping the series going, which is cool. But anyways, this level is pretty interesting because there are so many floating viruses. And the fun part is you don't have to get rid of them all. So keep that in mind, of course, that this might seem overwhelming, but really there are just a few blue coins that are hidden behind Like there may be a blue coin behind every single one of the the floating viruses, but you only need to hit them once to get rid of that. And then there are like 4 or maybe 6 or 8. I think there might be 8 blue coins that are hidden behind them, and if you can get them out of the way, the blue coins will be triggered, and then you never have to clear anything around them ever again. I hope that makes sense to you. You guys should know how blue coins work at this point. But again, if you have some blue coins missing and you're not sure which ones you have, look for floating viruses that have 3 hits left on them, because there's going to be a blue coin behind them. And that was at the end of the level here. That's basically what I was looking for. Now, if you're having trouble with points or something, look around you. There's so many floating viruses. You might want to spend some of your time just hitting some of them, and they'll give you a lot of points by doing so. And bring in someone like Dry Bowser would be kind of cool, because he would just instantly get rid of 2 whole rows of floating viruses. So not only would that be a lot of points, but it would also clear up a lot of the space here. And I don't know what else I want to say about that, but at this point now I'm going for the ones that I can clearly see, but then I also need to start thinking which viruses have 3 hits left on them. I can see a few right now that I will point out once I start working on them. Right now I'm still working on the corner, I believe. I also bring down that blue one because that is one of the ones that needed to be done. Now I'm going to hit this yellow one, which also not only does it need to be done, but it's covering up one behind it. So that's 2 blue coins like with that. And then there's a yellow one, or there's a blue one basically right in the middle of the screen, and then a yellow one off to the right side. So just bringing down whatever I can for that. If I get any reds, and now if I get any blues as well, I can use them to get some extra points. Although I clearly have plenty of points, and I'm not going to have to worry about that. But I just need to get to that final yellow virus, and then we'll be done with the level. Come on, let's do it already. I have the points. Maybe I just wasn't getting yellows. I can't really see. Oh, I also hit that shell up there, which does give me a lot of points as well. Now I even more clearly had 3 stars. But now I finally bring down the colors I need and hit that yellow one, covering the blue coin, and the level is done. It would have been kind of fun to try and do that one with clearing all the floating viruses, although it would take a very long time and would be kind of frustrating if you lost. But that's a lot of viruses to clear, and it would be kind of fun. And speaking of a lot of viruses to clear, this is one of the contenders for maybe the most viruses in a stage. I could be completely wrong, and there's one with like way more, but 105 is quite a lot, I'd have to say. And that's basically because every row has like a full line of viruses. And also, I did get a game over, I think, once, because the screen moved too fast for me to keep up. So this is one of them where you really do need to do it quickly with as few capsules as you can. And sometimes the game just might be cruel and give you some colors that you don't need and cause you to get a game over, and that's just going to happen. But when you're doing these lines here, I would suggest when the crate underneath it kind of breaks to try and line up, like here, this red and blue one. I would suggest getting a red and blue capsule like I just did to hit it, because then there's a red one already lined up for the next line. And obviously that's not always going to work out, but whenever you can, it's going to be very helpful. And my guess, if you had a similar experience to what I had, you're going to be cutting it very close on capsules at the end. So you're going to want to preserve as many as you can, and whenever you can bring a rainbow capsule in, like right here between this yellow and blue, if I can put a rainbow capsule in between them like I just did there, that's perfect, and that definitely saves you just a few capsules. Different characters to bring in. There are a lot of crates at the beginning, and Roy would maybe be good, but the thing about the crates is they kind of help you in the level in the long run, so you might not want to bring in someone who interferes. Again, obviously Wario I think is the best, and after a while the crates are just not there anymore, so it doesn't really make sense to bring in Roy because at this point he's not going to be helpful at all. There are a lot of bubbled stuff, so maybe you want to bring in Bowser Jr., but again, the bubble things kind of go away. And there's a lot of ice stuff, but the ice is there to help you clear it out easier. Again, all the stuff that all the obstacles they give you are there to clear the stage the way they intended it to, and you're not supposed to clear it another way. But at this point, we have a lot of open space, and we're going to want to hit these electric boxes as soon as we can, whenever they're on the right side, so that we can get rid of them. I'm just realizing now you don't actually have to get rid of them, so I guess that point I just made is moot, but I have these red capsules up top, or red viruses up top that I need to hit still, and then I can start bringing on stuff for the blue. I decided to go for the blue because I do need Wario's skill to trigger one last time before the round ends, otherwise I am going to lose. So I also get that single blue capsule from up there that I'd used before, and put that there, and then put another one in between the other two, and luckily they gave me the right colors. If they hadn't given me 2 blue, not only would I have been very frustrated, but I also would have lost the level. And luckily they gave me the blues I needed to complete the level. Cutting it very close. And like I said, I imagine if you played this level and beat it, it was likely the same thing. You probably got 3 stars just fine, but you're going to be cutting it close no matter who you bring in. Again, I don't even know if this is possible with any other characters other than Wario. And I don't even know who to suggest, to be honest, because like I said, the way the level works, they want you to clear it the way that is intended to clear. They don't want you to interfere with the level. But there we go, we cleared all the stages, besides the special stage of course, and all the dry bones and fish bones all showed up. But now we're going to go into the special stage here, which will give us a free kamek, so if you don't have him yet, it's a good way to get him. I'm also going to bring in some assistants that will help you out better than the point boosting assistants, because obviously you don't need points for the special stage. Although I don't think the one triggered, I think the other one triggers. And it basically fills up your skill meter faster and everything. But this stage, it feels like you're losing until you end up winning at the end. And you probably cut it very close with this one as well. And I only played this one twice, which I'm pretty proud of, that it only took me a few tries. But the strategy here that I decided to implement, and I think is what they want you to do, is to go for the coins as soon as you can. And basically whenever any coins are unlocked, you're going to want to go for them. Before they get frozen. I don't think they can get bubbled. Can they even get frozen either? I don't think I've ever witnessed that happening, so maybe they can't. But you're going to want to go for them right away because all the level is kind of covered by these locked coins that you don't have access to. And they do have some bombs set up in the middle that help you out with that a little bit, but also bombs and shells are constantly spawning in. And this is another level where you're going to want those bombs and shells to do a lot of the work for you. I think it's not only shells, but yeah, cannons as well. And again, they're going to do all the work for you. And a lot of it is going to be luck-based, I've got to say, I can't lie. A lot of this level is going to be based on where things are placed and what colors you get and where the floating viruses go. You know, obviously the coins are always going to be the same, but the color of capsules you get, everything, is completely luck-based. So you're definitely going to have to play this one a few times just to get the luck on your side. But obviously there is skill involved as well, especially deciding on what you focus on and how you split up capsules and everything. And when you decide to clear things like there, I hit that shell, was that a good time to do it? But now I've unlocked some more coins and I immediately start going for those coins. And I think this is the last set of coins before they're all unlocked. And keep in mind, on this one you actually do need to clear all the electric boxes, and some of them are in these very tight corners. And if you don't get a shell or cannon in those far sides, you're not going to be able to clear them easily. You're going to have to do it manually. Not only will you have to hit the coin next to them, but then you'll have to go in again just hit them. Making sure you're on the right rotation, might I add, otherwise you're just wasting your capsules. So there's a lot to keep in mind, of course. with the electric boxes, you're always making sure to have it on the right side. Like right there. Also, did you see that frozen shell just go across? I thought that was really funny. And the frame rate started going down. You can see it kind of choppy. And that shell obviously started moving when the ice was on it. It has a lot to think about in this level, I guess, because, man, my phone, or I guess the app at least, could not handle it. It was not smooth. And even after this, when I do the character openings with the coins I got, it's still pretty choppy. There's a lot to the stage, I guess. But yeah, I have all the coins unlocked. Some of them have some ice on them. And there's an electric box in each of the bottom corners, which are very hard to get to. And also some electric boxes toward the top that are something to get to. But as you can see, there's like this pink shell there. And if I can hit that pink shell, it will very easily hit both of those things. Of course, there is one more coin that I have to hit manually as well. And I'm very low on capsules, I'll have to add. But here I use this pink to hit both the electric boxes. And then I have this coin here that I would like to get to. You can see I'm very close to getting Wario skill as well, so the next thing I hit, I will get 3 more capsules from, which of course will be crucial to me beating this level. And it looks impossible right now. Just barely getting 3 more capsules. You look around and you're like, well, what am I going to do here? I know that I need to go for these electric boxes, and the shell floats all the way down, so I'm like, okay, this shell is the best option I have. If I can bring down some blues, maybe that'll work. And then this pink shell spawns, and it's like, yep, I just won the level with that singular pink shell. So I need to make sure the electric boxes are in the right rotation, of course, by placing one more thing, like that. And then I just need to bring this down, make sure nothing else falls while the electric boxes are being hit, and then the level is cleared. So that shell landed perfectly for me to win. Honestly, I don't think I would have won otherwise. I got medal 115, which is pretty great, I'd have to say. It's pretty low compared to some of my other ones for sure. And I don't know, I didn't find this stage at all too hard, so I think just not a lot of people have played it yet. But hopefully that number starts shooting up as we keep going. And like I said, I had fun with all these levels. And I hope you guys enjoyed me watching, or if you needed help, I hope that I was able to help you out in this set of levels. I used Wario for all of them, keep in mind. So if you don't have Wario, you might have some more trouble than I did. But anyways, I'm not going to get Lemmy here, so I'll say my goodbyes now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the Skill Summit next week. Goodbye.